In the meditation, guess what I got? I got that eventually when I'm doing the YouTube, Facebook, it's all gonna be on one platform. So I don't have to be looking at five different schemes. Now, the intention of the show is for each device, that's going far now, get an opportunity to have minimum 1,000 views, okay, per show, and that you, the listeners, will get an opportunity to have a breakthrough in knowing exactly the herbs that's going to really help your body. Now, in YouTube, I put, okay, no worries. We've dealt with worse. Why do you think I keep on talking about Pordiarco? What they call the other one? Greasewood. These herbs are nasty, but they work. Okay, these herbs are nasty, but they work. So that's one of the main reasons that we do our best to share it, and that's why we're getting so much stuff. Thank you, Soraya. So we're getting a lot of hit because we're sharing some information that can really create massive transformation for this generation and the generation to come. Now, remember, there's something I always share with you guys. Okay, make sure you use your oil to anoint your head. I claim all the blessings and everything. Claim them. All right. Your body will thank you later. Keep putting all the right oils on you. All right. And then you'll see the difference. 20 years later, most of your friends gonna be like, "What's up? You're not getting old." Guess what? Castor oil and rosemary. So now they know why I'm not graying up like they are. All right, guys. I am so happy that I'm here. And I'm so happy that with things that we're about to share with you that's going to really cause massive transformation. There's a slogan that we say in the Creole show, but I'm going to attempt to say it in English. 2 drops of blood, 1 hour, you may live longer. It's because we do something called live blood analysis. And we found out that pretty much most states that we dealt with, they don't have that type of service. And there's very much a lot of reason why they don't. I have another company that I know of who used to do live blood analysis, but the government gave them so much grief that they had to stop it. So when one of the workers who used to work at that facility heard that I had extra microscope, she wanted to continue it, but privately. And she said, "Max, I don't want to get traumatic or hard cases. Just give me the easy ones." And I'm like, "Well, let me share one thing with you. The only thing that will keep you relevant is if you're dealing with the hard cases." Guys, why do you think I give you the name of the herbs for the issues relating to blood sugar, blood pressure, all the different stuff? Is because these are the easy stuff you can do by just doing simple teas and drinks and different stuff. So for me, what really helps out, and I remember hearing this preacher, a lot of you guys may know of him. His name is whoa, hold on, I'm gonna give you his name. Mike Murdoch. Mike Murdoch usually used to do a bunch of, what do you call that, he had a lot of videos that was playing and asking people to sew, and they were doing it a whole lot. And he kept on doing it. He kept on doing it. And most people were like, "Wow, this guy, this guy, this guy, he's really gung ho about that." But there's something that he spoke about before, and he was saying, that's him. Okay, you probably remember this guy. Let me let me give you a little insight of Dr. Murdoch. All right, I met. Okay, no worries, I got you, La Belle Gilou. I met Dr. Murdoch in many times. I met him in Florida, and I also met him in Denton. Texas. So when I went to see this guy, he checked me out first because they don't let everybody to get close to this guy. And they checked me out. They saw I wasn't one of the stalkers. And this guy invited me after the service. We went to eat because they were celebrating his birthday. We went to eat at his where all the pastors go and eat. When we went to eat there, everything was basically like majestic stuff, like gold this, gold that, everything. Now, since he had the bypass surgery, most of the ministry has been dismantled. Most of the pastors that were under him left. They went to do their own thing. So he just does stuff on Facebook, excuse me, on YouTube. Now, the show we're about to do today, I want you guys to pay attention to this because I'm going to give you a lot of things that you can do to really help your health. Who here has a pen and paper? Because it's time for you to get notes. Class is in session. So I want to say that I am looking for 5 families in 5 states who have 5 major conditions that they actually want to what? Take care on. And I'm not talking about the little ones, right? I'm going to put you guys on a challenge. Your consult is going to be on the house, okay? When I come to your state, of course, I test you for free, okay? And I'll give you an opportunity to actually do your treatment, okay? And the only thing I'll do, I'll give you the teas and all the stuff that you can do. And if there are supplements that your body would need, I will give you access to buy these things and monitor you for the next 6 weeks. Now, what do I want to see? I want to see you guys transform your lives in a level that is so ridiculously awesome. Yesterday, I received a text from one of the practitioners that I did a consultation with for their family member that has cancer. All of you that I tested recently or I spoke to you recently, all the stuff that I gave to them to do, such as eating, what they call that stuff? Eating lentil soup to make sure that the person has energy, doing the teas, doing the this, doing the that. That gave the person confidence. That gave the sick person confidence that, hey, this is not the end. Because often when your physician would say stuff like, hey, I don't think you're going to get away from this. I think you should be in hospice. The first thing that most people do and say, whoa, this is it. Uh, there's nothing else I can do. So I don't want you to put in your mind when your doctor say that it's like thus saith the Lord. There's natural herbs they don't want you to know about. This is called the Incurable Program. Several people asked me for that book, and I'm sending it to you on PDF file for free. Now, why am I sending it to you for free? I'm sending it to you for free because I want you to be able to get an insight on how you can actually do treatment in your body. I don't want you to think that when your doctor says it's over, then it's really over. That's what most people think. You don't have to think the same way as most people think. No way, no, there's always another way. Now, here's what we do: nourish the body, eliminate, boost the immune system, detoxify, and specific condition. When you have all these stuff, that's when you know exactly what you're doing. That's when you can create massive transformation for yourself. And that's why we're going to go into this today. And I'm so glad that you decided to be here. Now, a little house rule. Please, guys, the least you can do. I love when I'm getting calls during those things. It's so much fun. People say, "Why are you so sarcastic?" Well, it's so much fun. At least it's not a family member. Okay, you guys ready? The thing that I want you to make sure you do that thing on this. Yeah, send the show to as many people as possible because in no time the show is gonna be over, right? And remember, my goal is to have the show to have at least 1,000 views. Because when I first started TikTok, let me tell you, I didn't know exactly what I was doing at all, but all I knew how to talk. And my friends like, "Yo, you talk too much," and I'm like, "Well, that's the only thing I know how to do. I don't know anything else, right?" All right. That sun is getting to me. Hold on. I said, the only thing I know how to do is really talk. Now, the fun part about that is that we were able to create massive transformation. Okay? Now, listen to this. I want you to write the word Paudiarco. P-A-U, okay? D apostrophe A-R-C-O. Paudiarco. Now, for the person that asks for herbs that helps with A1C, Portiarco also help with A1C. You get that? Portiarco also help with A1C. Most people will not let you know about that. Most people would rather you be ignorant about that. Most people won't let you know that there's herbs that helps with that. And that's why a lot of people are choosing, including a family member of mine, to go use those stuff that after 3 months, it might send you to dialysis. I can't stand seeing people letting, understand this, letting their practitioner con them into taking certain things that's not beneficial. There's so many different ways to deal with blood sugar. Why you want to take something that you know that's going to damage your kidney? So I spoke to a family member about that. I'm like, really? Are you that desperate to lose weight and you want to get a shortcut that's going to mess up your kidney? And I'm like, you know better than that. The person can be sincere with you and sincerely wrong. And that's the only way. Guys, already I'm getting challenges from TikTok. Every so often, my phone, the live is gonna drop off and I gotta reconnect and I'm doing all that little dancing around because I and that's why I love doing my show in Creole. Not that they don't have people in Creole to monitor. It's just my Creole people saying, like, man, you know, my dad got diabetes. What he's saying is true. Let me let him slide. You see, us Haitians, we kind of let some of our brothers and sisters slide with the information like that. But the English, dude, you don't know. They could be putting Julio on the line. Julio just want to do his job. So that's the reason why I'm saying to you, it's important that we really relate to that. Now, here's this. No, they don't want the truth out, Soraya. And here's the funny part. And I never understood that. The only reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because my dad was a renegade. Of course, I'm a renegade. My mom is a renegade. We come from a whole family of renegade. So when what I mean by renegade is that, guess, we're contrarian. If 99% of people going this way, we are going that way. You have to have the guts to not follow people because there's a judge that wrote a book that's called The Nation of Sheeps. Well, so funny that Saraya's dad is a renegade too. He's a contrarian. We don't follow the crowd. We're basically the family that when you're going to a family gathering, everybody else is eating meat, we're not. So they always got to prepare what? Fish for us or tofu or something because we're not going to follow the crowd. And why I'm saying this is because if you don't pay attention to your health now, you're going to pay for it later. And most people that don't do certain things is because they don't want to be responsible for their health. And if you don't want to be responsible, you putting on your doctor, you're done. And here's the thing, that's why there's one of my mentors wrote a book that's called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. He said most doctors usually end up dying of the same condition that they're specialized in. That's not cool, right? You're supposed to know how to take care of it, right? Well, that's not the way it is. If you guys want to go quickly, go on YouTube or you go to what they call that stuff, Amazon. By the way, guys, Amazon is a search engine, just in case you didn't know. And put Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I have cases of books about these things. Dead doctors don't lie. So if they will end up being a victim of the same thing that they're recommending people. And this is how a lot of people end up doing certain funky stuff. Now, the teas that I said, God, please give me a tea. Give me something that the people can pick up from the store and do themselves. Because we know there's a lot of financial disparity. Not everybody had the financial boundary to really have the savings like Joseph showed people. Remember when Joseph had the vision that there was going to be prosperous time, also known as PPP? Am I joking or what? And then when the different times come, you know, when PPP was around, what people would do? They would be rolling in a Lamborghini and all that stuff. Everybody had a Porsche, right? And then the lean time comes. People have to think about it. But how many people you knew that decided to take care of their health? No, they weren't taking care of their health. They were taking care about something else. They wanted to look good, getting BBLs and all that other funny stuff, right? And that's the thing. For those who are able to foresee and forecast that after every what? After every prosperous time, then usually come the lean times, then they were able to really maneuver whatever that's going on. Now let's go back to Portiaco. It's important that I'm saying this. There's a tea that I usually give to people. Okay, I got you, Oje. There's this is gonna be fun. There's a tea that I usually give to my people who have blood sugar issues that works with wonders. Because blood sugar, according to this, is the deficiency of chromium and vanadium. You guys see? If you want me to text you that little pamphlet, I could text you a copy of it. Do you know why I always share my resources with you? Because over here, we don't gatekeep information. Because when we give it to you, we know what you're going to do with it. At least we hope that you're going to use it. Because we know when you use it, a lot of your family members and friends, they can benefit. This tells you all the different deficiencies. By the way, it's because I'm also doing short videos as we're talking, okay? 15 seconds videos so that they can help the algorithm, whatever they call that. Okay, you see? 4 major deficiencies which responsible for a bunch of disease. Would you like me to go through this before I go through the herbs? If you want that, press a 9 in the chat. Because I know that's going to make a huge difference. Okay? 9. Okay, perfect. So what I have in my hand is a little document, and I'm making sure all of you guys see it. Okay? I can't wait for it to be one screen. I'm telling you. All right. So what do you think I'm doing? I'm giving you access. This is like me giving you my business. telling you, these guys, they're finding every way to bother me, man. Yeah, it's really me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Boba guy. So some people don't understand why I say bomba guy. That's the way I deal with stuff, just like Goose Faba. All right, you ready? So far, we have what? Two people that put 9. All right. Yeah, put a 9 in the chat, guys. Come on. Put a 9. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do this really fast, guys, because you remember, thank you, Lulun. I would love if you come see me in Georgia. I know you're in Jacksonville. No, not Lulun is not in Jacksonville, is it? All right, real quick. Hard tissue. Thank you, Soraya. New York. Wait. You're disturbing the show, New York. Wait for me, bro. Hard tissue. Calcium deficiency. Okay? The top one. So, calcium deficiencies, calcium, magnesium, glucosamine conjoinant. All right, perfect. Yes, you are. It would be nice since I'm going to be in Georgia if you could swing by, okay? If you can. All right, let's do this. Calcium deficiency creates a whole lot of issues. Have you ever have a sound in your ear? You hear like a sound or a wind? When you hear that, this is called tinnitus. There's a billionaire recently, less than 2 years ago, he couldn't stand it. He offed himself. For him, he think he tried everything. What I tell people, this is not a 1-month treatment. This is a minimum 4-month treatment. Most people really want to be able to take a pill or take a this, take a that, a shot, and get it taken care of. It doesn't happen that way. It took time for it to get to your body. Well, this thing says if you have calcium deficiency, you're going to have tinnitus. You're also going to have tooth decay. I like that word in Creole. We don't say tooth decay. We call it dent pourri. For all those folks, remember, I predicted that a lot of people that's speaking English going to be having to learn Creole. After we win that World Cup, everybody's going to be learning Creole. Big vision, huh? You got to believe. Dent pourri. Tooth decay. People are experiencing tooth decay and they don't understand why. And the reason they don't understand why is because they've never told that things like that can happen. How many of you who probably works on a plane, who usually get jet lag or have something called restlessness syndrome, if you end up having issues with restlessness, all that is conditioned with hard tissue such as calcium, magnesium, glucosamine conjoinant. Whenever you have those deficiencies, they're here. How many people you know or that knows somebody, if it's not you, that might be dealing with issues with arthritis? Arthritis is no joke, man. If you ever seen people with fingers that's all swollen and it's like that, you're thinking we attribute that to old people, but it's not supposed to be that. Guys, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. This is so much fun. Do you know that the English channel has more people than the phone that I usually do the Creole channel? Let me give you an example. Although we started this a little bit early, there's 122 views and one follower here. Here I have 93 views and zero followers. That's funny. But I'm gonna give you a little secret. The minute that the show goes to 11:11, guess what's gonna happen? This is what my kids did not want. Like, Dad, don't do it in Creole, do it in English. There's more people. It's because they're not familiar with a word that's called niche. So Creole is my niche. And I've already been known in the Creole realm for the most part. In those, let me not say my age, in the so many years that I've been operating, we got to really work with a lot of people. All right. So let me say it to you, arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis. I don't know who probably smoking and coming up with those names, because Dr. Raymond Francis tells you there's only one disease, and it's called cellular malfunctioning. Okay? There are two causes, toxicity and deficiency. So when you're toxic, your body won't function as well. When you're deficient, your body won't function as well. Nice. I got that. Thank you, La Belle Gilou. Now, here's the funny part. You guys ready? This is something that I know that makes a whole lot of sense. Therefore, it's going to make a lot of dollars for you. Back pain. How many of you have a loved one with back pain? If that person have back pain, now I'm going to speak to the guys. This is where you guys going to really, really, really love this, okay? All my guys on the live, get yourself some olive oil or castor oil. Put sea salt in it and cayenne pepper. Whoa. Soraya, could it be because you're on the phone like that most of the time? Because it could be that. Because if you're on the phone like that all the time, your upper back is going to have pain. So what you want to do, get your special person to have castor oil, sea salt, and cayenne pepper. And then they can massage it for you. They don't have to go deep and do all those funny stuff, trigger points and all that. Just put it there. The castor oil or the olive oil will do the trick, because it'll go through the skin through osmosis and it will help. Now, the other one that helps also is rosemary. I have a story that I talk about rosemary, probably, I don't know, it might be over the weekend or next Monday. I may talk about that. There's a queen of Hungary. She was like in her 80s. She had pain. She had arthritis pain everywhere. What they did, they put rosemary oil on her, dip her in rosemary bath for several times. And after a while, she didn't have a single pain in her bone. Why? Because of rosemary. I'll tell you the story next week. But for now, get yourself what? Olive oil or castor oil, sea salt, cayenne pepper. Once you do that, you'll see how it works. I kid you not. There's a few things. If you have it, they'll know you're Haitian. And one of them is castor oil. Like a Haitian that doesn't have castor oil, it's as if we remove the nationality from you. That means you got issues. But here's the funny thing. It's not Haitian only. Now the other people, they got that, they heard the trick. Now you find a bunch of people now have castor oil. Okay? Caribbean people by nature, we always had castor oil, right? But now you even have the other folks have castor oil as well. A person called me, told me that, hey, my kid got a bunch of nonsense in the head. I said, first thing you do, soak his head in what? Apple cider vinegar, and then take bicarbonate with castor oil, rub that baby. Why? Because all those patches usually is bacteria, okay? Or you might have heard of something, the good old ringworm. And it's just because there's a lot of nonsense that the kids, they really get to be, they get to encounter. So we talked about arthritis, back pain, Bell's palsy. It's so easy nowadays for people to end up having different strokes. Okay? Now, if you have issues with brittle nail, a bone fracture, bone spurs, all that is because of deficiency of what? Calcium, magnesium, glucosamine conjointed. If you keep on having cramp, it says it right here, muscle cramp, muscle spasm, twitching, all that is because of those deficiencies. Guys, what I love about natural healing, in almost everything that you need to know, there's already something, there's already a herb out there to help out. I think I got to help out the live. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to send it to all my folks. I was letting for some of you guys to do that, but I guess the English show needs a little help. Let me send it out to some people because I guess some people don't know I'm live yet. And guys, I'm not going to be funny. I accept all sorts of gifts. uh, yeah, I accept Mai Moulin, snap cards, and what else? Food stamps and WIC. I even accept WIC too. I hope you guys know I'm joking. Because unless you guys start sending me WIC card, you know, I know you guys. You guys are funny like that. You know I gotta do humor, guys. I can't just be all serious talking about health. And that's why a friend of mine said, "Oh, my people would not listen to you because you're not serious. You laugh too much." I'm like, all right, peace. They can go to someone else. Nervousness, high blood or low blood pressure, depression, cognitive impairment. So if you tend to have your, understand this, if your nutrition is poor, and calcium is one of them that if you missing it, there's a lot of issues that you will develop. Brittle nails, calcium deposit. In Haiti, we used to call it cadeau. I'm telling you, we so full of superstition, it's not even funny. Kidney stones, irritability. If you get irritable at any point in time, all the time, check first of all, are you sleeping enough? And if you're not sleeping enough, there may be something else. Deficiency, joint pain, ligament damage. There's some people that used to run for a living, or they used to run, or they used to do different activities. They can't do it anymore because of a ligament, torn ligament. Nervousness, twitches, spasm, osteo, fibrosis, osteoporosis, panic attack. Panic attack is my favorite one. Now, whenever I have people who have issues with panic attack, here's what I do. I take a baseball bat and I'm like, wow, and they get normal. No, that's not what I do. I take them to the beach and I have them do plank in the water as they're doing, we call that, I forgot what we call it. When they stand on their back, right? Most of the time, these individuals, they have literally serious panic attack. But by the time that they gain trust and they be still in the water, Kaplan, I forgot the name of it. That's so funny. Immediately, la planche. That's what you meant to say, la planche. Okay, la planche. So in Creole we call it la planche. I forgot the word we use for English. That's why I think about plank. The minute the person is relaxed in the water, they don't even remember or know when I remove my hand. And all of a sudden, they're staying underwater all by themselves. But I always stay within proximity so that they can think that I know that I am close to them. But they're like, hold on a second, I'm not feeling your hand. I said, my hand is right there. It's just my hand doesn't need to touch you anymore. And the reason that they don't have to is because there's a difference that already occurred in their body. Here's the thing, I told you again, those people are bothering me. They keep on kicking out my show. Oh boy. Well, my guy. Keep kicking on my show. Don't worry. Well, actually, it's probably not my show, it's their show. Because I'm using their platform. So, what am I saying? When I take a person that usually have issues with panic attack, in less than 20 minutes, that panic attack is dealt with. Now, why do I take them to the sea? The sea has a lot of sodium. It has a lot of ingredients in it that help calm that person's system. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? So when a person have panic attack, the sea has the ability to calm them down through breath work, sound work. These are the things. Remember what I said last night. Who here was on the show last night? I know some of you guys were there. So whoever was on the show, you probably heard me speak about something very unique. I spoke about having the ability to have sound help your body. Now, get this. When we talk about panic attack, the sea has the ability to calm things down. Breath work. If you go online, type in breath work. There's so many different breath works. There's fire breathing. There's deep breathing, counting 4, keep 4, release 4. So many different breathing techniques. Now, here's the beauty about the breathing techniques, guys. The more oxygen that gets into your body, the better off you are. Because it puts your body in a position to be, 444, better positioning. Most people, they go about their lives, they don't even have time to breathe. They deal with so many issues, they don't get the time to breathe. So let me quickly run down that whole thing for us because we have less than 8 minutes before the Creole show comes in. And guys, I don't even know how many people we have on the live because what I do, I took advice from a lady saying, put a little put a little thing to block the amount of views that you're having. And that's what I do, because yesterday as I was walking in the snow, I saw the live wasn't budging. I don't know whether it was a signal. And I'm like, bump that. I'm not going to be here for zero point zero 0.01 person. There were people, but it was not consistent. So that's why I didn't walk with you guys today, because I realized that I have the ability to do this in my Creole show, not in the English show yet. They're like, Negro, we don't know you yet for you to be taking a walk with us. All right, real quick, Partiaco, good for blood sugar. It's a herb that's really good for bad cells, guys. When I say bad cells, you know what I'm talking about. CA, red clover blended. Now, by the way, Partiaco is not only for that, it's good. We dealt with so many different things, and even fibroids. It helps with that. Okay? You could drink it as a tea. People that has hemorrhage. Now, if you watch the show that I did a few days ago, you're going to see that. Or what I'd like for you guys to do, especially my English folks, go to my last 3 shows. Every day, if you go and look some of those stuff, I go in detail with what those herbs are good for. Now, you may say, Max, why are you having us do all that? Well, I got a plan. I got an agenda. And the agenda is not hidden. What I want to do eventually is really give all of you guys access to some of the companies that I actually deal with. My coach been telling me, man, stop the live, stop the this, go and make money. You know what he mean by that? He says, Max, you're playing around with your time. You know how to buy businesses from people who've experienced the 4 Ds: disease, disaster, death, and divorce. Guys, if you go in the list of business that are up for sale because dad passed away, mom passed away, or somebody passed away, the business owner is sick, he's just going through divorce, the divorce is nasty, going through this, going through that. There's so many things, also known as the 4Ds, that creates opportunities. The same way you can buy what? The same way you can buy businesses, you also can buy houses for the same 4Ds. The divorce is nasty. The person is bitter, saying, I don't want her to get all that money. Let's sell it under market value. So imagine you're buying a house that's worth $650,000, but because this thing is nasty enough, they're willing to let it go for $400,000. Even the realtor will get it. Say, shoot, I got $250,000 more in it. Oh yeah, some people will do that. Because when it's nasty enough, people, the animal instinct comes out. Then you know who profits the most? The lawyers. Said, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the fees going. So imagine if you have a lawyer that's a good manipulator. They'll take that one case and it's stretched out to 2-3 years. I have a buddy of mine. He was on month 3. He was already down 15 grand. He says, Max, I said, nah, forget it. He stopped the whole process. He went to live to Mexico. He said, I'm not going to deal with this. So it's to show you how opportunities show up when it's a concern or a problem for somebody else. This is why them Chinese people, they think of opportunity as dangerous. What? There's something dangerous in it, right? And that's why it's more important to focus on you, putting skills on you. I did a show about that. I do those videos. Guys, go and look at some of those videos, do the comments and stuff. I'm just downloading everything I get from my meditation from you guys, and hopefully it works. I have 3 minutes left. Red clover cleans your blood. So if you have people who tend to have issues with anemia, leukemia, all those funny names, red clover is really powerful. It also helps remove masses. Hint, hint, you know who I'm talking about. So the only reason masses get created in our body like that is when there's a lot of blood clots and accumulation of debris. And then you also have the good old worms. That's why there's three things I shared: black walnut hull, clove, and then wormwood. You probably can go to my showcase on TikTok and you'll see it. They have it for sale. Now, if you want to get, that's the one that they sell to the public. But if you want to get the strong one, TikTok's not going to like that. That's why I never put a TikTok shop. The products are all right. They're only there for like regular consumption. People who are practitioners, we are very reluctant on using things that's just consumable. We like to use things that we know that works. And that's why I have one of my partners that we had parted away from over 20 years ago. So we connected again. He says, Max, with your knowledge, you should be making 1 million or 2, 3 million a month. I said, the only reason you're not making it is because of one thing alone. You too committed to the cause. I said, why do you want to take 90 days to balance a person's A1C? For a person A1C that was 13 to drop it to 6, you're going to wait 90 days to do it. It says, because then it becomes what? They end up having to consume. I'm not going to show you. They having to consume products. It's about the consumption. You got to get paid too. I'm saying, yeah, but that's the person's health. We get 13 to 7 or 13 to 6 in 1 month. He said, that's your problem. You're so much about the healing that you're not position yourself to get paid. I'm not going to say her name because she's going to stop coaching me. So reluctantly, after a year, I decided to put a showcase because I find out a bunch of you are buying from these things. Yes, if you plan on consuming stuff for a few months, yeah, buy from it. Great. But if you need something that transforms you quicker, let's get this thing going. So officially is 11/11. All right. Let me see how many people we had on the show. Oh, this is great. So awesome. All right. Good, 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 good. All right. Let me pray and then we shut down this show, okay? Come back for the Creole show. Father God, I am so thankful that you've given us a lot of souls who are here today, who got this information and who's going to make sure that information goes beyond us. We're so thankful for your word. We're so thankful for your power. We're so thankful for everything that you're doing in our lives. In the mighty name of Yeshua, we pray. Amen. Come on. Let's get it cranking. The Creole show is about to start. Let me hit. Let me hit. Let me hit. This is so funny. All right. So let's just start with